Tamara had always been intrigued by the stories surrounding the Mothman, an urban legend that flickered through the town of Chester. Old tales whispered of a harbinger of doom, a creature with wings wider than a car, glowing red eyes, and the ability to instill a paralyzing fear in the hearts of those who dared to gaze upon it. Mothman sightings had dwindled over the years, but Tamara never lost her fascination. She spent hours researching, poring over dusty library archives and old newspaper clippings. Her friends often teased her, calling her Mothgirl, but she didn't mind. She wanted to find out if the creature was real, and hopefully prove everyone wrong. One chilly autumn night, when the moon was a silver coin suspended in the ink-black sky, Tamara dared to venture into the woods by her house. Armed with only a flashlight, a notebook, and her relentless curiosity, she treaded cautiously along the narrow, winding paths. The air was thick with the scent of decaying leaves, and an eerie silence enveloped her, punctuated only by the rustling of branches swaying in the wind. As she delved deeper into the woods, Tamara recalled the stories of people who had encountered Mothman. Most reported a feeling of dread before spotting the creature, a bone-deep fear that settled in their chests like an icy fist. She shook off the sensation, aiming instead to focus on her goal. She had come to take notes, possibly catch a glimpse of the legendary figure for herself, and maybe even snap a picture. Half an hour passed, and just when she was about to turn back, Tamara noticed something out of the corner of her eye. A flicker of movement among the trees halted her breath. She turned, aiming her flashlight into the shadows, and her heart started to race. Was it just her imagination playing tricks? Or was there something out there, watching her? Fighting her instincts to flee, she crept closer to the source of movement, each step feeling heavier than the last. Then, in a clearing bathed in the eerie light of the moon, she saw it. The Mothman. Its massive wings stretched against the backdrop of the trees, casting a monstrous shadow. The creature stood tall, its glistening eyes burning bright like twin rubies in the dark. A chill ran down her spine, and the stories from the archives flooded her mind like a crumbling dam. The stories told of how Mothman was drawn to those who were marked for tragedy. Tamara hadn't believed in such nonsense until that very moment. The being's gaze seemed to pierce through her soul, as though it knew her deepest fears, her secrets. She felt frozen, unable to move, locked in a stare with the creature that legends had portrayed as both a warning and a curse. Suddenly, the air grew heavier, pregnant with tension. The wind howled, and the creature flapped its gigantic wings once, sending a storm of leaves swirling around her like a tornado. Tamara stumbled back, her heart pounding like a war drum, adrenaline surging through her veins. The Mothman let out a sound that echoed through the woods, a chilling screech that resonated with primordial power. It felt like a warning, or perhaps a lament, and Tamara's lungs ached with the need to scream, but no sound escaped. A vision shot through her mind, a flickering image of a bridge collapsing, cars tumbling into the abyss below, the wails of mournful souls echoing into the night. Her heart sank. She gasped, realization gripping her like a vice. "No," she shouted, breaking the silence, her voice piercing the heavy air. "Leave them alone." At that moment, the Mothman paused, its unblinking eyes locking onto hers. The world around them fell silent, as if the very trees held their breath. Time felt suspended, barely moving forward, and she sensed a dark understanding passing between them. For a second, Tamara felt a sense of sorrow radiating from the creature, a recognition of shared pain. But just as quickly as it came, the moment passed, and the Mothman spread its wings wide. Another powerful beat sent a gust of wind that knocked Tamara off her feet, and as she struggled to rise, the creature leapt into the air, disappearing into the night, leaving only a thick cloud of dread lingering in the moonlit clearing. Tamara stumbled back home, her gut swirling with fear and confusion. The next day, she would read of a car accident on the bridge just outside of town, a chain reaction, unexpected and devastating. Her heart sank as the realization dawned on her. She had seen Mothman, and perhaps, she had been his warning. Over the following weeks, the darkness of that night haunted her dreams. The Mothman became a phantom that lurked at the edges of her consciousness, a reminder of impending doom. She shared her story with her friends, only to be met with laughter and disbelief. Mothgirl. They called her, as they always had, but this time, it felt different. the laughter felt hollow against the weight of what she'd witnessed. In time, the town moved on, oblivious to the signs. But Tamara would never forget the warning, nor what lay within the shadows of the woods. As the nights grew darker and the whispers of the Mothman faded, a part of Tamara deepened in understanding. The legend wasn't just folklore, it was a cautionary tale, a reminder that some things lurked in the night, waiting for those who dared to uncover the truth. And she knew she'd see him again, standing sentinel, waiting to reveal his next warning.